Hey guys, today I'm going to give you a quick short overview of my Excel monthly budget sheet. Alright, so as you can see here, we have our dashboard sheet. This is the first page you get with the Excel workbook. It's got our 4 charts, it's got our output table here for your budget spending, and then our numbers right below. So for this case, this is for February 2020. And down here is where you select your appropriate month. So for example, if we go to March, it's going to say we have 29 days left because currently today is March 2nd and it ends on the 31st. We have 29 days left. So I can switch that back to February for this case, and then you can select your year. It goes all the way to 2030. So when you select down here from these 2 drop-down menus, it will change the titles up here to let you know which month and year that you are currently at. We also have instructions here that explain what I just talked about, and there is 2 buttons here to show instructions and hide the instructions in case you already know what to do and you don't want to see it anymore. So we'll go back to show instructions. So basically, you want to select the month and year, which is what I said for the drop downs here. And then also you can actually change the currency. So for this setup, I have US dollars and Canadian currency. So if you switch it to US dollars, the numbers will change for the currency rate for the top left chart and the bottom right chart. Now these 2 charts are percentages, so that shouldn't change, and it doesn't change when you switch the currency. So we'll go back to Canadian. As you can see here from this table here, you have each one of your budget categories. It tells you your limits here, and this is all formula based, so this will not be changed at all. You have your limits, you have how much you used up by percentage, how much you spent with dollar amounts, and this dollar amount is based on this selection here, the currency selection. So we can go back to Canadian. And how much money you have left over. So from this scenario, there was an over budget for the date category and the shopping category, also the work category. So these other categories have still some extra room or have not been used up. And then overall you spent so far is this amount here, which was $747, and then you have left over to spend $230 Canadian. And again, if we change that to US dollars, these numbers change accordingly. So that works perfect. And then are you over budget? This is another formula. If you are over budget, it'll tell you how much you are, and if you aren't, it will keep this green and say nope with a smiley face. Then you have your overall budget here, and for this scenario, it's 76% of your budget has been spent. So we can refresh the page as many times as we want to get the most up-to-date data. So now we'll go to the next page, which is bills and expenses data. So here is where you're going to put in all your bills. So the first column here, we have monthly essential bills. So these bills are reoccurring and they shouldn't change. So this is basically like your mortgage payment or your rent, your property taxes, your condo fees, gas, water, electricity, etc. Your groceries for the month. Personal care, transportation, you have, like your vehicle lease or a loan, how much gas you're spending a month, tolls if you're crossing borders every day, etc. You have your medical stuff, children, personal, like cell phone, gym, tobacco, alcohol, education, coffee, etc. And then at the bottom here, I should come back here. So when you put your price in, so let's say you have your rent, let's say it's $500 for your rent. You can change this to every day is $500 or every other day, weekdays, so that's the 5 days a week. Weekly, you're paying your rent. Bi-weekly, you're paying your rent, or monthly, you're paying your rent. Most likely it's going to be monthly, obviously. And then depending on your frequency here that you select, this amount here is automatically generated from a formula. So we can go back to monthly, make that 0 again. And then also you have your currency here. So you can select USD or CAD, so Canadian or US dollar. And then for that we have an exchange rate here. 1.30 right now is the average rate for this whole year, so this can be changed manually. So you can put 1.31 if that's the case, But right now it's 1.3, so I'm going to leave it at that. So $1 is equal to $1.30 Canadian. So yeah, at the bottom of this monthly essential bills column, we have all these formulas. So it collects the sum of US dollars. See, that can't be changed. So it collects the sum of US dollars, it collects the sum of the Canadian, and then it puts these total amounts. So if you converted all this to US dollars, it's 1,024. If you convert all of this in Canadian dollars, it's 1,300. And then, so yeah, it gives you your final summary here. The next column is, now this is your custom budget spending. So these categories can be changed. And in order to do that, you would just press unlock sheet. So now the sheet is unlocked. You can edit wherever, but you can't edit, or what is it? You can't, or you can change those formulas. I gotta fix that. So yeah, you would press the unlock sheet, and now you can add whatever categories you want to add. So like other 1, other 2. If you have subscriptions, well, that's already up there. But if there's anything else you want to change, you can change it there. And then once you're done, you press refresh, and then you can't change these formulas anymore. So yeah, you also put your dollar amount for each category and the currency. And then this is automatically calculated at the bottom here. So in this case, we're spending $980 on personal monthly budgeting a month, or 753 US. Now, this column is your monthly income. So again, you can add more categories if you need to. So the first one is your employee pay, so that's just like your basic job. You put your amount here, and then again, your frequency. Are you getting paid weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly? In this case, it's bi-weekly, and it's that much, or sorry, it's this much bi-weekly, and then that's automatically calculated to be this much for the month, and that's in US dollars. And then if you have a 401k deduction, which we have in this case, you would put how much you're being deducted per paycheck, and then what's the frequency of your paycheck. It's bi-weekly. That's automatically calculated. And then you have your summary at the bottom here. So your net income, and this is after taxes, your net income is 4,800 US or 6,200 Canadian. Now we have your monthly breakdown. So a summary of all this together in this small table. So you have your income in US and Canadian, you have your bills in US and Canadian, your budget spending in US and Canadian, and then your leftover in US and Canadian. So your target, you should be saving 3,000 US every month or 3,900 Canadian every month, which is these two numbers here, and that comes to 63% of your income. So we can refresh that. Yeah, and then again we have instructions here which basically go through what I said. You can hide those if you want or keep them shown. Right, so now the next sheet. The next sheet is where you actually put in your budget spending. So this is your monthly spending budget, your personal stuff that you want to add that's separate from your monthly essential bills that are always going to be there. This is your budget spending for your random expenses. So in this case we have like a supermarket, gas, we have groceries, restaurants, all that jazz, Tim Hortons, whatever. And then, so what you do, so I'll give you an example. We'll do, let's say Walmart. Okay, we went to Walmart. How much did we spend at Walmart? I look at my receipt and it was $39.85, right? Now this category is a drop down. We can say Canadian. So it'll give an automatic breakdown here. These are two formulas. That it's that much Canadian and this much US. And then we have another drop down for which category do we want to put it under. So was it for other, work, subscription, shopping? Most likely it's shopping because it's Walmart. So we put that in and then we just press refresh. So now this is updated with all these totals. And again here we have our instructions that you can hide or show. Now the next two tabs, these are hidden tabs. You don't have to change anything here. These are just automatically generated, so you don't have to worry about it. We can basically just go back to the dashboard and see how that new shopping amount affected us. So now we have our shopping's at 188% over. So we can see here our shopping was 24%. So let's go back and delete that one. So we'll just delete this, delete, press refresh, go back to the main page. Now we are at 149% and only 20% for our shopping. So with this sheet, you can see where you're spending your money, where your money is going, and how you're saving your money. And yeah, you can see it in different currencies, and that is basically it. So guys, let me know what you guys think of this. Don't be afraid to drop any comments or shoot me an email or a message for any advice you have on this sheet. I'm always looking to update this sheet. Currently, this is version 4.2. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. And it is available on Etsy.com. So yeah, check it out. Thanks.